guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I'm going to do a little New Year's Eve makeup look. I'm going to play with a little bit of glitter today I think for the look, but keep it simple at the same time. So if you're interested, please keep on watching. Okay, so we're going to kick off with the... Actually no, I'm going to kick off with the eyes because I am working with the glitter, and just in case I get a little bit of fallout, I know I usually do it the other way around. I think this might be the slightly safer option. I am actually going to go quickly do my brows whilst I'm here. So I'm going to go in my ABH brow powder in Auburn. Just fill my brows in. So a slightly backwards order from me. Like I said, I'm playing with glitter and I just feel like I need to be a little bit safer with this. Then just going to go through them with the Kosas Air brow like I always do. This has lasted me pretty well since I first got it. I'm definitely expecting I would have had to have replaced it by now. It's not far off needing replacing, but there's still a fair amount in there. Okay, then just going to prep and prime my eyes using the Lolo eye primer. Okay, so to kick off, I'm going to take the Aether Beauty Rose Quartz palette. I'm just going to take, I'm going to start off with Grounded and then blend out with Aphrodite afterwards as my kind of base for this look. So I'm actually going to take it on a fluffy brush. I'm going to take Grounded first, which is a slightly darker of the two greys. I'm just going to start buffing this onto the lid. Let's add some depth. So like I said, this look is actually going to be quite simple and easy, but because we're going to add the pop of glitter, it's just going to add something to it, especially for a more party look. So I'm literally just popping this onto the lid and buffing it out, and I'm going to go for a bit more of a winged look I think for this. Okay, so the exact same on the other side. Yeah, so let me know what you guys are up to for New Year's Eve. We are keeping it simple. We are doing the same as last year. We're staying in, having some drinks. We're going to have a little games tournament I think as well. I'm going to pop some music on. We're going to get ourselves slightly dressed up, nothing crazy. We're not going to go anywhere, we're literally going to stay in, but yeah, just have some fun games, some alcohol, and some music I think is all what we're going to do. And you will get to see that because I'm going to do a little kind of join us for New Year's mini vlog. Okay, I'm going to take Aphrodite now, slightly lighter grey, and just kind of go over these edges slightly. And then for final blend, I am going to go in with Sandstone, just to really soften those edges out. Still all with the same fluffy brush. I'm not too worried about these two edges because I've done doing base last, so I don't need to worry too much. I just want to get a smoke going for the base of what I want to do. I am going to take some of Stardust, again on the fluffy brush, and this is just going to be my little brow bone highlight. Okay, so I'm just going to go back in with actually the eye primer now. I'm going to just take it on my finger and pat over the lid so that the glitter really kind of adheres to that. So like I said, that grey was kind of more of a base for what we're going on. The glitter is kind of like a silver gunmetal shade, which is why I kind of wanted that grey background. So it's actually one of the is it Glitter Fairy Dust? I can't remember the brand of this, the name's right off, but it's the shade Gunmetal Smoulder. And I use this for one of my Halloween looks actually, the pop art black and white zombie look. And I absolutely loved it. I thought I must use this as like a New Year's Eve look, because I don't really tend to use glitter that often. And it kind of is the perfect time to use glitter, and it's such a pretty shade as well. So I'm going to take a flat brush like this. I'm actually just going to dip my brush straight into the glitter. Ooh. Then I'm going to take the lid to kind of tap off. And then we're going to pat. I'm going to gently pat just to eliminate as much fallout as possible. Obviously, like I said, I've purposely done the base last, so it doesn't matter too much, but glitter is still quite a pain to tidy up. So I'm just going to gently pat this onto the lid. And you can see it's, yeah, that's beautiful gunmetal shade. And I just really wanted to use it for a New Year's Eve look. I'm just going to, for now, pat this onto the lid. And I'll kind of blend it out the edges in a second. What I'm going to do is actually take the brush I've been using for the other shades, no extra product, and just buff out that glitter, kind of so it brings it a bit more into the crease, but also just to soften those edges and make sure it blends nicely together. Now I do think it needs a bit of depth, like along the lash line, so I will go ahead and add that in. Then what I'm going to do is, actually, I'm going to drop back into my ABH brow powder kit. I'm going to take a pencil brush. Actually, I'm just going to take the other end of the ABH brush I was using. Take the darkest shade from Granite. And I'm just going to buff that along the lash line. And I'm going to bring it slightly up, but purely on the outer portion I bring it up. I don't want to go for a wing look necessarily with this shade, so I'm not adding a wing shadow. I just want to emphasise the outer portion, so I'm bringing it along the lash line, like halfway across, and then in particular when it gets to the edge, bring it up into the kind of crease. And I will blend that in a minute, but yeah, I think that just adds a nice bit of depth without taking away from the glitter, but I think it definitely needed something on the outer portion there. Okay, so I'm going to flip the brush again. I'm just going to buff the edge of that black, or that kind of dark grey black. And I'm going to purposely, I'm buffing it kind of into the eye as opposed to out, because like I said, I don't necessarily want it to wing out this shade, so if I go buff in towards the lid, towards the eye, it'll prevent that from happening. Okay, and that is all I'm going to do to the eyes. I'm just going to layer up the upper lashes with my Lolo Big Lash Mascara. And then I'll tidy up the face, kind of get rid of as much glitter as possible. I haven't got too much fallout, there is a little bit. And then we can crack on with the base. Okay, so that's the eye portion done. I've just kind of gone over the edge corner of the lashes with a couple more coats of mascara, just to give that more cat eye effect. But if you're someone who does love a lash, definitely add a lash to this, and I'd still keep it with the like kind of 3/4 lashes, just to really emphasise the outer portion. So that's the eyes done. What I need to do now is tidy up the face. Okay, so I'm just taking my face halo, just slightly damp, to kind of tidy up the most of the glitter, and I have kind of swept along the eyes just to tidy up this outer portion as well. Okay, so on to base. So I actually picked up a new product not too long ago because I really wanted to kind of try it because I've heard good things, and it's the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. So it's meant to be the dupe of the Milk Primer, which I used to use and love. I don't always use primer, to be honest, and most of the time I don't, except for if I wanted like my makeup to really last the whole like day, or if I'm going for something out in the evening. So I kind of wanted just to give this a go because I've heard good things. I've actually been really pleasantly surprised by it. So I just take a kind of a pump. I really focus this on the T-zone area because that's definitely where I need it. And I was actually really surprised with how hydrating it feels. I definitely say it feels more hydrating than the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. And it's definitely still got real good tack to it. But my skin actually feels smoother with this e.l.f. product. And in comparison to how the Milk Hydro Grip Primer felt, it feels, although it's tacky, it feels hydrated and smooth at the same time. So it's really nice actually. So if you do love your primers, I'd recommend this one because it's obviously not too expensive either. Beauty concealer in Fair. And pop this all over. And I am going to take the same concealer for actually using as concealer, so under the eyes and on blemishes. And I think the festive period has played havoc with my skin. This in particular is super painful. It is also the time of the month for me as well, so that could be it. But I think kind of over the festive period where there has been a bit more eating, a bit more drinking than usual, it's just kind of messed with my skin a little bit. That's okay, it's nice to indulge every so often, and I'll have one last indulge on New Year's Eve. And then go back to regular and slightly healthier eating habits and stuff. Okay, taking the e.l.f. Halo Glow. Now for a nice glow. I was tempted to do my Aether Beauty Pure Diamond, but I thought actually, because that is quite a pigmented highlighter and a little bit on the shimmery side, I thought actually it might kind of be a bit much with the glitter on the eyes as well. So we're going to keep it a bit more natural, a bit more of a subtle glow to the skin. Still pretty though. In a minute and just soften those edges of the eyes. They are possibly looking a bit too sharp. So what I'm going to do actually is take the fluffy brush and I'm going to buff circular motions. Again, try and buff more inwards. And it's going to look a little messy to begin with. So just do a bit of buffing like this. And then we can take the brush and kind of tap over to kind of get rid of any excess that came too far down, but also to kind of soften those edges as well a bit more. That's better. I think that's definitely a lot less harsh. Okay, I'm going to go in now with the Rare Beauty Blush It Enjoy. I wanted something a bit more pigmented, a bit more intense, but I'm still going to be quite careful with this because it is quite a pigmented blush. I would love to actually try a few more shades of this. It's like a pretty baby doll pink. That looked really pretty, and then also actually a bit of a fuchsia shade as well that I'd love to try. Okay, now I've actually got that on, I feel like my under eyes do need a little bit of something. So I'm going to keep it still very simple. I'm actually going to go back in with Granite from the ABH palette on the little shading brush. And I am going to go along the lower lash line. I'm going to mainly focus on the outer portion and then just gently buff over the inner. So it is more deeper on the outer portion. But I think it just needed something along there. It was just looking a little bare. what I'm trying to do, what I'll try and do, is with the brush I use for the glitter, kind of left over, just ever so slightly dab in the inner portion of the lower lash line, because I just think it might need a little something there. But just by carefully dabbing, I shouldn't get too much fallout. Okay, I think that's definitely was a right choice to make there. I just think it looked a bit odd actually with a bare lower lash line. So, onto lips. I'm going to keep it very simple, keep it nude just because we've got so much going on with the eyes. Charlotte Tilbury Pillowtalk lip liner. And then, probably no surprise, I'm just going to go in with the Lolo's Whisper lip gloss on top. I love how simple and pretty, like just a lip liner and a lip gloss can add to the lips. Especially when you've got something kind of like on the eyes that's quite intense. Okay, and that is this look complete. So really fun, sparkly New Year's Eve look, just how a New Year's Eve look should be, I think. Like I said, I don't often play with glitter, so it's kind of my chance to double with glitter. And yeah, I kind of did my makeup in reverse today because of that reason. I didn't want to make too much of a mess, but I really love how this look turned out. Like I said, it's quite a simple look overall. It's just a few base shades, just buffed out. I didn't do anything too precise, and then popping that glitter on top. And it really does make an eye look come together nicely. So that is this look complete. I really hope you enjoy this video. Thank you so much for watching. Leave any future requests down below. I've got the little mini kind of join us for New Year's Eve, New Year's Day vlog that will be coming next. And then it will be followed by my 2022 kind of new discoveries / makeup faves. So stay tuned for those. But yeah, any other requests, do leave them down below.